everyone, it's Hudson again. You know, my job description as the RIOT podcast producer is really to make it sound marginally better this time than it did originally on the air. And what can be more marginally better than me doing an intro as opposed to no intro at all? Coming up in the show, the RIOT talks about the WWE, how you can get free Wendy's chicken nuggets and free Sailor Moon, and that's when I stopped listening, but you shouldn't stop. There's probably at least another hour's worth of content there for you to enjoy. Tweet at me and let me know what else they talk about. I'm really interested. I really am interested to find out. I do know that Obadiah is doing an Obadiah Plays that you can find on the RadioU RIOT Facebook page. So that's another option for you once you get through this 1.5 hour podcast. All right. I'm Hudson. I'm out. Obadiah and Nicky are in. Enjoy.
The RIOT. They're kind of a big deal.
Hey, can we do that again? Maybe a little more energy?
No. RadioU.
Man, do you remember a time when you and I would see each other like an hour before we even started?
Oh, when we go work out.
Over at the gym.
Oh, yeah,
and that was like a
that.
thing, and we worked really hard on it. You realize that was
months
6
ago?
weeks ago.
It feels like even more than that.
100 years.
Different lifetime ago.
A different lifetime. Like, when was that?
I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if that would motivate me once we can go back to the gym to go back to the more, like, has enough time passed to where we would just go later in the day?
I just don't know.
It was so nice going to the gym and getting it done with before the show.
It was, but you know what started to happen? I stay up later now.
Yeah,
I was going to
true.
bed earlier, and now I'm staying up later, and I've just started to realize, like, I just don't know if we can go back.
Because we can still exercise in the morning before the show.
Yeah.
But we just can't go to the gym.
That doesn't work out super well for me. What I've discovered is trying to work out at home really early in the morning. No, it's bad because there are like couches around. There
Floors.
There's just two at the gym.
bed.
At the gym, no matter what, like you can't just lay there.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to do something. At home, it's like, well, you know.
Well, I think about that too. You know, it was a good thing we were doing,
Yes.
and now we don't get to do it.
And you know what? I blame society. That's what I do. I blame society. You know, it's not my fault that I'm not doing that. It's not on me.
It is what it is.
So,
But maybe one day.
I don't know. I was just thinking about it this morning, driving in. Like, you know, not long ago, Nicky and I would have already seen each other, given the head nod. Hey.
Mm-hmm. Good job. Good to see you here this morning.
And then just
had the workout in. You sometimes would go get a soda as
sometimes.
well.
Wasn't
Come
that
back
great?
into work, and then we'd be all energized and all ready to go.
The good times.
Aww.
Whee!
We have our memories.
We do.
At least we have that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? But now we still have each other, though.
That's true. We still have this.
We're still in it together, everybody.
We just can't go work out anymore.
Like, just because Nicky and I didn't see each other before the show doesn't mean we didn't make it to see you guys. We made it.
Okay, we're ready. Let's have a good day today.
Let's do this.
What's worse than the worst of the RIOT? The worst of the RIOT podcast. Yeah. You did this to yourself. Podcast. RIOT. RadioU.
I did it again.
Well, I mean, you're just partaking in some food, and I wondered, it's like, I don't think he's going to be able to finish that all.
I overestimate how quickly I can eat through something. I need to stop doing that.
Especially when it's so chewy, like it's just like a breakfast bar or something,
Yep.
and that's more than you think it is.
Yeah. So, want to say hi to, let me grab the name, Izzy, who sent us an article this morning right before the show started, wanting to know if Nicky and I are voluntarily coming to work.
Oh, yeah?
Or if we're being forced to work.
Oh, just to make sure. Say Volkswagen if you are being forced to work.
People's car?
I don't know why Volkswagen came to mind.
Well, you know what? Nicky and I aren't being forced. I mean, we can quit at any time. But I mean, I don't know.
Was the article talking about some people feeling that they were?
The WWE has been marked now. They were not an essential business. Now they are an essential business. And so
they said anonymous employee is now coming out and saying some of the things.
Basically saying, hey, we're being forced to go to work and we are not being able to do the social distancing protocol that we should.
So even if, just in case you guys don't know, if you're working for an essential business, and there's actually way more essential businesses people feel for the stay-at-home than there maybe should be going into it. But if you are with an essential business, you need to follow protocol that's been set up.
Right.
So you're supposed to still give yourself a physical distance. You are supposed to take your temperature before you start.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to have all sorts of cleaning opportunities.
Yep.
And follow certain protocol when you're going into work and then when you're leaving work.
Yeah.
So you are supposed to still follow some stuff.
I don't feel like anybody's doing that.
Here or at the WWE?
I mean, I'll tell you, if you're wrestling somebody, that's not a social distancing protocol.
That is true.
There's that. But I just feel like when I talk to people, when I go out, people are like, whatever.
Oh, who are essential workers still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Nikki and I are only kind of social distancing. I pretty much, Nikki, I just put you on the list with like
We're
the people I live with. I was just like, you know what? Like, if Nikki gets it, I'm gonna get it.
We are far enough in distance, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like we're not sitting next to each other, but
it is where coming in is not forced, but it is easier for us to still come in.
But I mean, like, isn't all work to some extent voluntary? I mean, like
we choose to.
It is a free country. I could quit.
Yeah, but everybody was given the choice here. If
they wanted to come in or not.
Yeah, as things moved along, or if they didn't. But we are a smaller business compared to the WWE.
Yeah, we're not. This may shock you, but we have not reached World Wrestling Entertainment size yet.
With staffers, and I think the harder the bigger the business is, the harder it would be, and I'm sure there are quite a few employees then at some of those places.
So what has happened is this person who has entered in under the name of John has submitted a public comment for the Orange County
John
Board
Cena?
of. No. We know who you are, Cena.
You should have picked a different name.
Submitted public comment that they're being forced to work. It was submitted to the Orange County Board of County Commissioners, and so they are now reviewing that because if they're going to be an essential business, the WWE has to follow the protocol.
Rules. Yeah.
So, but no, Nikki and I are not being forced. I voluntarily came in.
They say, though, they want to follow, they make sure that if they do stay open, they have to follow the social distancing rules without fear or repercussion of if they were not able to and they say something about it, they want to make sure they don't lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Which is very important.
Yeah. Well, I'm speaking out now against RadioU, and I want to say
too late. You're just fine.
They're making me come to work.
Liz, it's just you and I. There's no one else here. I think we're okay.
And like, hey, man,
we took our temperature. We're following the rules.
Yeah, dude, I came in at 95.5 today.
Woo, you are cold.
Not a fever, so he's fine. But don't worry, I'm always like 95, so it's normal.
It's not a fever, but it's so far the other way. We should be worried.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on RadioU.
I didn't realize today's Earth Day.
It is.
What's up, Earth? Happy day.
Well, I mean, we are staying at home and we're not going to. What else should we do for today? What else should we do to celebrate Earth Day?
We're driving less than ever.
I know, we
pollution
are.
is way down. I heard a rumor that maybe that one Facebook video, the lady said that there were dolphins in the Venice canals. I don't know.
No, there is. I mean, they're showing like, is it Google or whatever? The picture showing pollution it's just changed. I mean, with less people being out, it does make a marked difference.
So what's interesting about that to me is they were like, man, the Earth will never get back to what it was. It's a mess. It's whatever. Within a month, they're like, well, we're doing pretty good.
It's done well, which shows you that even once things can kind of somewhat be back to normal, that I don't know if we'll ever go all out like we used to, where we're just hanging out outside all the time, polluting things up. But it might be good as a reminder that it does make a difference.
I read an article that said that this will have. The article said, and whatever. This is not something I have much background in. Yeah, so I mean, take it for what it's worth. But they were saying that our current work structure, the 8-hour workday, 40 hours a week, a lot of that really became solidified after World War II. So basically, the country that there was a huge disruption, and that's just kind of like what we all settled on after World War II. And this article said that this will be the single greatest shakeup to the work environment ever, and that less people will actually commute than ever.
They won't go back to how it was.
A lot of people will be working from home or only going in a couple of days a week, et cetera, et cetera. So, of course, that really depends on what kind of job that you have.
It does.
But, like, for me, I don't know. I don't mind coming in the morning. Like, I don't mind the WWE pressure.
It's from a previous topic.
Previous story. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, today is Earth Day. So they say things that you can do. Volunteer. Just stay away from people.
That might be later we can volunteer.
Make sure that you reduce, reuse, and recycle.
That's good.
Conserve water.
I've seen all the recyclables as we take our walks around the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. Choose sustainable products. Use long-lasting light bulbs. Don't get me started on that. Those are a lie.
So you know what? Let's just take that, lift that up, and put that to the side and not worry about it.
And like my $10 LED bulb that's like, I lasted 2 months. It's so good. Look at me.
Maybe they're just packaging yours. Yours are nothing like that.
Nothing. And then finally, on this list of things that we could do, plant a tree.
That's good.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Great idea.
So get out there and plant a tree.
Yeah, just do it later. Everybody do a lot of this stuff.
You could plant a tree today.
No, you absolutely can.
Yeah, you can social distance with a tree. Just Earth Day it.
Well, thanks for all those great ideas.
Hey, guys, come on. Nikki, you could just Google how to celebrate Earth Day in quarantine.
And I'm sure there's other options, too. Just talking about it, too, seems to be the best thing to help you remember. If there's steps you can take, do that.
Yeah, if anybody asks me what I did for Earth Day, I'm going to say raised awareness.
That's perfect. Oh, my gosh.
That's
do you know how amazing
did.
that sounds?
I just
and you
raised
did that.
Awareness.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
Good for you.
We've got an archive of everything stupid the Riot has ever said at your fingertips. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Man, if I could, I would just reach out and give y'all a big hug.
Or
big hug.
A big hug if you could.
Yeah, so here's the deal. The people at Wendy's, they want to give you a big hug, nugs, free nugs. All right, I'm doing it, but I don't like it. I don't like referring to nuggets as nugs. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. I don't know why, but it bothers me. It's like Fandango. I don't like it.
When you talked yesterday about Fandango, he really hates the word.
I don't like Fandango.
Then don't say it. Just say nuggets.
And I don't like nugs. Well, no, because I have to. Because when people talk about Wendy's nuggets, they often call them nugs. I don't know if that's a community initiative or if somebody at Wendy's started that. But to me, nugs is just like...
Well, it works for this because they're calling it Group Nug.
I know,
so
that's why you have to say it.
And that is going to be taking place on the 24th, so on Friday.
So everyone will be able to go to Wendy's and get a free 4-piece chicken nugget.
Woo!
Not enough.
Big nug
and they know
spender.
That. They know that. They know that those nugs are just going to be a side item to the large Dave's Double that you end up buying.
So every time you go through the drive-thru, no purchase is necessary. You just can get free nuggets if you want. You can choose crispy, regular ones, or the spicy nuggets, and that is on Friday. Well, just like the regular nuggets.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that like the Colonel's special recipe?
No, it's just the normal ones.
Okay, all right, okay. All right.
So that is nationwide. Just remember, it's
Friday.
It's not going inside, and I don't think it's delivery. You have to go through the drive-thru.
Yeah, you got to go get it.
But that's going to be for Wendy's.
Yeah, their nuggets are all right.
Now, I'm sorry. I'm hearing a little down over there. What is it?
Listen.
What?
Nobody needs nugs or nuggets. We need a McNugget.
Don't you like the spicy ones, though? Those are good.
They're not bad.
And if you get them,
they're fine.
It's a roll of the dice. Every couple are really good at Wendy's. It surprises you.
They're all right. Like, here's how I end up eating a Wendy's nugget, is that I do their 4 for $4 thing, where you get the burger and fries and drink. And
oh, you get to choose them?
No, they're just part of the package. You get nuggets along with it.
I've not ordered from the 4 for $4.
Yeah, Nikki, the 4 for $4 is it's dang cheap. And that's what keeps me coming back. I'm like, $4.
You just have to ask yourself, it's like the same thing with the tacos from Taco Bell on the free taco day.
Yeah.
Is it worth it to go through whatever drive-through thing you might have to go through just to get the 4 nuggets?
No.
You're going to have to see what the line is. Figure out the peak times and don't go then.
No, the value in these is that when they do a thing like this, Taco Bell had free taco day yesterday. I forgot to talk about it.
They did
You're
another
welcome.
one?
You're welcome. You didn't know about it, so you didn't feel the pressure to go.
Yeah, we're here to not. Now we're just pressuring you on Friday to
You're
go
welcome.
get chicken nuggets.
But this is just one of those things where they get so much more free publicity than they hand out free nuggets.
Yeah.
Like it's cheaper.
Well,
So,
just decide if you want to. Whatever you want to do. Friday is the day.
get yourself some free nugs.
Because what day will it be? It's
it's
group
Nug
day.
Day.
It's like a group hug, but
Yeah.
we're physically distancing ourselves.
Good for you. That's what you want to do, is attach strong, good emotions
To still food
to
stuff.
food.
Wow. Not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, did you ever watch or read Ender's Game?
Ender's Game.
It was a movie that came out with Harrison Ford.
Isn't there a show called EastEnders that's British? Because I
is.
don't know.
There is.
Don't know which one's which.
I'll just let you know.
Is one a soap opera?
Not related.
Okay, so which one are you asking about?
Ender's Game?
Enders. Okay, I don't think so.
Okay. I was just curious because I see today that Ender's Game Book 2 is on sale, and I am looking for a novel. Right now, I'm waiting on... So I'm still reading a book by a guy named G.K. Chesterton. It's called Orthodoxy.
I love his name.
It's the best. It's so
oh my
British.
gosh, it's so cool.
It's so
It's
British.
amazing. Like, are you reading Chesterton?
And if you, as Nikki, I think, was it Monday we talked about it? If you would take a look at him.
Oh, he's all sorts of cool looking.
Yeah. And he smokes a pipe.
Yeah,
and you're just like, he looks like an old British professor.
Yeah, but now that just turns like, it looks cool for what
Right.
a lot of people try to achieve, like their hair and everything, but he was definitely not from our time.
Oh, yeah, completely. So I've been reading his book, Orthodoxy, but I've been reading it. I got a free copy on Kindle. And
Chesterton's so old, it's free.
Oh, yeah, like nobody
you don't
owns
have
it.
to pay for that.
But I was just like, look, I need to be able to write. If I'm like really trying to read something, I want to be able to mark it up.
Yeah, but do you think the change between the Chesterton stuff to Ender's Game is going to be too
I don't know. You watch
different?
You watch a documentary and then you watch a
Tiger King.
Tiger King, yeah.
Which is, I guess, kind of a documentary. Is it? Yeah, I guess. Maybe that wasn't the best example, but it's all
You watch a documentary and then you watch Too Hot to Handle.
I can't think of any other examples.
I'm trying to think of what's the most lowbrow thing I can find on Netflix.
Netflix or like the Vin Diesel thing that came
Bloodshot?
That one, Bloodshot.
Everybody is texting to tell us how good the Enders series is. Man, Ender's Game was not that great of a book, guys.
But this is the second one?
Yeah. I think about it. It is one of those things that, like, I didn't think it was that great in the moment. Like, there's a kind of a hook in it where, like, you realize what's happening.
Does it end?
Yes. But there's also this element.
Is there a game?
You want to know what it's about?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it for everybody else.
It's basically about kids.
Yeah.
And by kids, I mean, I don't know how old they're supposed to be, like whether they're supposed to be teens or preteens. Like they're supposed to be somewhere, I think, between the ages of like 9 and 13. And they have figured out that they're really the best tacticians. And so they tell them they're playing a game, but they're actually controlling massive armies. And there's a huge war going on. They just don't know it.
A little light reading. It's fine.
Yeah. So I just
you did not like the first one as much, but the second one's free today, or is it?
No, it's $3.
And but it's now out. Is this the?
Oh no, these have been out forever.
Okay.
I'm just looking for another book to read, And so I thought, well, for $3.
Well, Ryan said it's amazing. David said it's so good.
So good.
That's that.
And then Pete wants to know if we've watched Outer Banks on Netflix. I don't know where that came from, but
No,
I don't know
haven't seen that. I've seen the ads.
That?
I've seen the promos for it.
What is it?
Just a show. I didn't see its description.
Okay, I'll look it up. Outer Banks on Netflix. A teenager enlists his 3 best friends to hunt for a legendary treasure linked to his father's disappearance. Sure, whatever. Did they find it?
Just put it in the queue.
Yes. Just one more.
Just put it in the book or the TV show or the movie queue, and we'll get to it.
All right. Anything else? Anybody? Hey, I'm always up for it. Like, if you've got a good novel you want to throw my way, let me know, because I am in between. The last novel I read was trash. It sucked.
Not the Chesterton stuff, but you mean a novel?
The novel.
Okay.
It was so bad. I had been wanting to read it, and I was like, what? It sucks. I was like just skimming through it. I'm
Listen,
like,
that sounds passionate right there. You hated it.
I did. It was a real genuine disappointment.
Did you write a review once you were done reading it, or
No, I should.
just as a warning?
Trash, hot garbage, go away.
Oh my gosh, that's the title right there.
Trash, hot garbage.
Write the review.
Get on it.
The worst of the worst. Are you ready? The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
All right. You're a huge Sailor Moon fan, right?
I actually enjoy...
Moon crystal power, make up!
I did enjoy it when I was younger, and then the show relaunched or whatever years ago, and we watched
that for a while.
I think we watched like the first season or 2.
Oh, I didn't watch the whole... Did you watch the whole season?
The first one.
Wow.
But
I think I watched like the first 5 or 6 episodes.
But at that point, then I realized I don't think I liked it as much when I was younger as I remember.
That's what I keep coming down to, is that I seem to have these memories of liking Sailor Moon, and then when
it just got kind of boring. So I'm not sure if I would still feel that way.
I reach this point every time I think that, where I'm like, I think I really just thought it was cool that they could make, like, they could transform and they had like powers. I think that's the only part I really liked.
But now it's like, what doesn't? So it's like,
it's whole, in anime, it's like, or anime, it's a whole subgenre. What do they call it? I don't even remember. Like magical girls or something, where it's that, where they can, like,
it's a formula for a show
yell
and
a
stuff.
Phrase, transform into whatever. They probably have a cat.
They have some sort of scepter or light crystal
that shoots light.
That can then be, sent off into a makeup line. So that's about it.
You can buy one of those, and et cetera, et cetera.
But we did watch it on Crunchyroll when it was released, and I haven't really stayed or watched anything else on Crunchyroll.
I have, in here, like when I leave here, I'm too busy to do most of what I think about, but I have thought many times, like, you should go back to Crunchyroll and watch some shows. It's like, yeah, I should. And then I never do.
Well, they want you to not have to go back to Crunchyroll, but instead to go to Crunchyroll's YouTube channel.
Okay.
And so you could watch the first 3 seasons of Sailor Moon in honor of the Sailor Moon Eternal, which is a new Sailor Moon movie that'll be in Japan on September 11th.
Okay. Well, you can watch Sailor Moon. They're dropping 10 episodes a week.
They're not doing it all at once.
No.
So it leads up until, I think, July 17th might be the last date. But it's going to be weekly starting this Friday. And then those will go out each week.
Now, listen, don't get mad at me. We said we had something free for you, and that's free.
We can't help it.
So if you're like, I don't like that, well, I can't fix that.
Remember we talked about the free chicken nugget day on Friday? So you can get yourself some free chicken nuggets from Wendy's.
And you can watch
Sailor Moon for free on their YouTube channel. What else do you want us to do for you this week?
That Friday feels like a call for help. What are you doing?
It is a bit. You could be watching it in the Wendy's drive-thru and then in the parking lot while you eat your 4 free chicken nuggets.
Oh, yay.
Maybe we should talk about the streaming that you have to pay for.
Please do that. Somebody please do it. Yeah,
guys,
all right.
we can't fix it all. We can just tell you.
Hey, I'm just trying to help here.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Get your wallet out, double-click the button for Apple Pay, memorize your credit card number, whatever it takes, or better yet, tell your mom you want it, and then have her subscribe.
Well, if she, as the head of the house while you're back at home, wouldn't mind just getting it.
Dearest mother, I would like to make a proposal.
While you're all there together, and then you just get the login.
Because on May 27th, HBO Max
is finally releasing.
Launches. Now, HBO Max is the new streaming service from Time Warner. And you're like, but is it like HBO Now? No, it's going to be a whole separate thing. Now, the big deal with HBO Max is that it's backed by Time Warner. And as a result, something you may not know is that Time Warner makes a lot of things that you would have never thought belonged to them. So let's say, for example, Rick and Morty. That's them. In fact, here's some networks that they own. They own Cartoon Network, CNN. They own DC Comics. They own TNT, Crunchyroll, which we were talking about earlier, Sesame Workshop, you know, the Sesame Street people.
Street.
And they own HBO. And so the kind of things that are going to show up on this, Big Bang Theory, Rick and Morty, every season of the latest Doctor Who, all of South Park. Let's see. I said Friends, didn't I? There's such a... This is kind of busted out all over the place, but there's so many shows.
Well, this is the one where Friends was supposed to have the... Reunion sort of thing. Which
they still might.
They're still supposed to. It just doesn't launch with it, they say.
Right.
So that'll be down the road. But it's from Warner Media Entertainment.
So The Sopranos, The Wire, Game of Thrones, that's going to all be in there.
So Warner Media, this is owned by AT&T.
Yeah, I keep saying Time Warner.
It's not
that's
Time
not
Warner.
Right. Sorry. That's who they used to be.
So this is AT&T's Warner Media.
Yeah, and so let's see. What else do they have on here? Batwoman. Anything that's on the CW that doesn't have a pre-existing agreement is going to end up on this service. They say they'll launch with over 10,000 hours of streaming content, which, just to be clear,
I don't know.
That's a lot.
It is.
But it's $15 a month.
It's starting. Like, what is Disney Plus? Because I bought the 3-year thing at once, so I don't recall. Like
$6.99 a month.
And then Netflix. What are we at for that?
I'm paying. By the time I pay tax, I'm paying $17 a month for Netflix.
$17, but I mean we've had that.
Because I've got the 4K 4 screens Netflix.
We've had that forever, so I feel like we're not happy with maybe where it's currently at, but we've been along. As it started off earlier.
Yeah, I started off on, $7 a month, and they've slowly, boiled the frog.
This is a large amount to start off with, they're saying.
Because
the only other place to go is way up from there, and what if they break the $20 streaming mark?
It's coming. Just get ready. Streaming services are the new cable. And take a look at how expensive cable actually is.
Well, it's less now than what we pay for all of our services. We just buy too many of them.
I guess the thing that I find myself, and I could be alone in this, but they're bragging about hey, we have 10,000 hours of reruns. And I'm just like, I don't care.
But in streaming world, reruns don't matter. It's not a rerun to a lot of people. It's the first time you've ever seen it.
Sure.
There is no reruns.
I get that. But to me, when they list off all these things they have, I'm like, I've seen all of this.
Sure.
I just to be frank, don't want to see it again. Now, I have things that I do like seeing again, but they're like, we're going to have all the DC movies. I have those too in my basement right now. I bought them.
Don't watch them there. Won't watch them here.
Not going to watch them there. I got streaming copies of all of them when I bought them.
But you are different than everybody else.
I am. And so just the idea of it doesn't appeal to me. It's probably, if they would have said $10, they probably would have, I'm not saying they would have had me, but I would have been more open to it. But at $15 a month, it's just a
little expensive. So that's what people's response has been to yesterday's announcement. So $14.99 a month, and that will launch on May 27th.
I'll probably do that. What do you think? You get a free week?
Why can't we get a free month? Give us a free month.
Yeah, you get a week.
I can't decide just from a week. I need more time with that.
Nikki, big HBO can't pay for all this.
Yes, they can. Yes, they absolutely can.
So that's Memorial Day weekend, and I imagine I probably end up doing their free trial just to look at it, but I don't see a world where I'm paying $15 a month to watch shows that are 20 years old.
Well, they'll have new Max originals. Is that not helping it?
I can't make the comment I want to make.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Something I've been thinking about probably the last 24, 48 hours. if you are or know someone who's a senior in high school this year or a senior in college, I've been thinking a lot about like what's been going on and how disrupted your life is, because there's so many things about being a senior that you have to look forward to. And those things have just been canceled, shut down, put away.
Well, they were just saying, too, like, even if you're not a senior, but people really are used to having that closure for the school year, no matter what grade you're in.
Sure.
And, mentally, people will not have that year.
It's weird.
You just never had a chance to even say goodbye to a lot of people.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've been thinking about is I've been seeing some memes from different people that are like, yeah, when your great-grandpa was graduating, he graduated and went to war. And I've seen that for World War II. I've seen it for Vietnam, where people are like, you don't even know how good you have it. Like, stop your whining. And I've thought about that. And here's something that I want you to know. Whether you're a senior that's not getting, your grad party this year or whatever, or whoever you are and whatever you are, in this time when a lot of things are getting canceled, a lot of people had things they were looking forward to, a lot of people are being disappointed by what's going on. I will tell you that if you see a meme that belittles you and belittles your pain and what you're dealing with, your disappointment, you're never going to get that from God. I have never gone to God and been like, you know what, I'm so disappointed about this thing. And he's like, suck it up. Your dad was in Nam. I've never had God talk to me that way. Now, do I think that sometimes in life we just got to suck it up? I do. Like, I think there are times. But you know what? There are times and places for everything. And I want you to know that God really is a sympathetic ear because he loves you. When we really love people, it means that the things that are important to them, we make them important to us. And so I want you to know that while, yes, there's something to be said for perspective and understanding our historical context, I also want you to know that if you're disappointed and you've got tears to cry or you've got things that need said, you can talk to God about those things. He's not going to be condescending. He's not going to just tell you to suck it up. God loves you. Jesus cares about where you are and how you feel and what's going on. So whether it's, you're so excited about not having to go back to school, or if it's that your heart's a little bit broken over it, you can talk to God about it. And don't let other people in your life that are just trying to, undercut it to you. You know what? Spend some time talking to God about where you are and let him get involved and help you. All right? Because he, again, no condescension there. He loves you where you are right now.
You're listening to The Riot. Let's all work together today to live life with the patience of a Nicky dealing with an Obadiah.
Gotta hang in there and get through it.
You're listening to The Riot.
Nicky, what's your current toilet paper situation?
We're good. Right before, it was right after it started with the panic of like you couldn't find toilet paper. There was like a Thursday, Friday where you could still find a few things. And that's when we went out and grabbed what I think is enough to last until things settle down.
Okay.
Not like anything too crazy. But, the Costco party pack of toilet paper.
Sure.
It's a pretty good amount.
I'll tell you, I have not, let's see, when did I buy toilet paper? Like 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. I actually thought last night, I probably had to go look.
Just in case.
What's the current toilet paper level? And I have yet to find toilet paper in a grocery store of any kind. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that since like mid-March.
Usually I see it if someone posts a picture about it on Facebook.
Oh, sure.
There'll be updates.
Like in the times that I have gone to the store myself to get toilet paper, no toilet paper.
Yeah.
The only places I've been able to buy, no, that's not true. Because it was 2 weeks ago that I found it at Walmart. That's right. Sorry, lied.
I take all that back.
But for what it's worth, I grabbed one of the last 3 packages of toilet paper.
And so it's almost gone?
Yeah. That's so, okay, I got that wrong. But I've been thinking that maybe I should swing by Lowe's or something just to, make sure that I've got some toilet paper.
Well, true. Like we normally go to Costco. They have it at certain times. And even if you go to Reddit and you find your local city, there's a lot of people that post what you can and cannot find. Even like Clorox wipes and all the cleaning or face masks and stuff, they'll post where you can find them at what times.
Yeah. So you should dedicate your days and times to...
It's like a little network of people that will tell you where you can find all the stuff.
Finding the stuff. So here we have an article from Procter & Gamble, or at least this is them talking to them. They are in Wyoming, and they say that they are now manufacturing more toilet paper than they ever have before.
Not surprised.
Like they have ramped up toilet paper manufacture. I keep coming back to this, and I could be getting it wrong. Okay, let's say, you're stuck at home. Mm-hmm. You're using more toilet paper at home than you normally would because you're not going to the bathroom at the gym or the office or at school or whatever. So
you're just home more.
It makes sense that you would be using more toilet paper. At the same time, how much more and what is the deal?
I don't think it matches. Like, I think people are still buying a little extra to stay above what needs to be the normal amount.
Okay.
So that's probably why people still try to buy a little extra.
So I think what's happening is slowly but surely we are all dedicating a room in the house not to bathroom activities, but to toilet paper storage.
Yes, toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies, that stuff.
Yeah, man, I bought some kind of pack of something, paper towels. I'm going to be using those. Like, seriously, I'll be dead, and they'll be like...
They'll still be like, who wants Obie's paper towels?
Great-grandpas use paper towels. Who wants them?
And it's, again, not like we're hoarding anything. You're just buying, one extra pack.
Yeah, we got a lot. So, I don't know. I just want you to know, right here from the head of Procter & Gamble, they're the people that make Charmin, and I don't know who else, but they're like, yeah, we're making more toilet paper than we ever have.
I think it was a few days ago or last week when we talked about people are experiencing, though, you've bought toilet paper from places you normally wouldn't. It's not the normal toilet paper that you would have, and you're feeling like it just feels different. It's just off. It's not your toilet paper.
The toilet paper I have right now, it's like one of those 24 rolls equals 1,000 rolls. It's so big, it doesn't even fit on the roll. Like, I have to have it sitting up on something because it doesn't fit on it, which is, I can see why. It's bigger than my head. Like, they all came wrapped in that. But I was like, look, this is all they have. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
You're just going to buy it.
Whatever.
The Riot has now been downloaded. Hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Now, maybe I'm stupid. That's where we started all of this, right? But I actually thought this time around that the XFL was going to make it.
Well, they might. I mean, they didn't plan on this stuff. So
they didn't. I thought
they didn't go out on their own doing.
Right. I just thought that, people love football in the United States, gridiron football, and I thought, you know what? There has to be. They've just got to come up with a business model to make it work, and it's going to work. The NFL's over, like college football, like this thing's going to happen. And it looked like the XFL was going to take off, and then it got tackled by Corona.
Yeah.
And so they have filed for bankruptcy. They're done. It was interesting to me, the players got paid before the season started. Mm-hmm. So
they made a point to say that.
Yeah.
Because they wanted people to know that they were taking it serious and that it wouldn't just go away.
Right.
Like other sports alternatives.
Like the American Alliance of Football?
Basically. They didn't want it to seem like they were just going to be using these players to sign these deals and not end up playing with them because it would get bankrupt.
So, with all of that being said, there's now a wrongful termination suit that's being filed by the commissioner of the XFL. His name is Oliver Luck, and he was signed to a multi-year contract. Mm-hmm. He was fired. Now, he won't say why he was fired, but his lawyer says, no, it's bogus, and it's wrongful termination. We're suing for $20 million.
So it wasn't like he was let go for the Corona stopping all of it, or
I don't know.
Was he fired before or for some other reason?
I don't know how that works. And, depending on what his contract said, they may have had to pay him anyway. Mm-hmm. And so you fire him, you don't have to pay him. If you can show cause for firing, then, in all contracts, there are clauses for, hey, even though you're in a contract, we can still fire you for certain things.
Like if they say that you broke some of the rules that were in the contract, then suddenly they get out of paying you.
So here comes the lawsuit.
Unless he actually broke the rules in the contract, and then they shouldn't have to pay him. You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. And they have, even though there are most of the lawsuit is public. They've redacted the parts that list why he was fired.
They're keeping it quiet.
So we don't actually know.
What's a commissioner do then? So, like, what's the football commissioner?
What's a commissioner to do when he's no longer a commissioner?
When he stops being a commissioner. Yes,
is that what you're asking?
Do? Like, is it the leader? Is it like the head referee? Is it the rule maker for NFL or college?
I don't know.
Or
I have no idea what a commissioner
XFL?
does.
Like, what's the commissioner's job?
Big commission.
We only know it from, like, isn't that Batman, the commissioner?
Commissioner Gordon.
What does he do? And then compare it to just football.
He runs special crimes and, calls the Batman.
I'll have to look that up and find out. Unless someone else knows, then feel free to just text me. So I don't have to.
Nikki's just training. She wants to get ready for when the XFL comes back in 15 more years. Nikki's going to be ready to be the XFL commissioner.
The NFL has a commissioner.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
all
curious.
Sports do.
Yeah, I'm curious what that person does.
They're the boss of it. Other than that, I don't know.
Doesn't seem like he was the boss of it when he got fired.
Yeah,
so how did he get out?
I don't think anybody's the boss of Vince McMahon. I think that dude does whatever he wants.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on RadioU.
It's no secret that we're spending a lot of time inside these days, even though we can go outside.
You can, but I think it's just more hours inside.
Yeah.
At least work hours or class hours, those are usually spent inside.
So here we have Netflix has picked up an additional 16 million subscribers in the last 3 months.
So from January to March,
16 million. How many people are there in the United States? Isn't it like is it 300 million?
This is worldwide. So they don't say it's 16 million just in the United States.
Okay, that I actually
makes more sense.
I didn't catch that part.
So it's 16 million paying customers that are new from January to March. So globally, they have 183 million subscribers.
Wow.
They had predicted they would add 7 million. So just to show you, from 7 million, they actually got 16 million. It's a lot of new people.
That's crazy.
And they are saying, even though in January and February, in certain parts of the world, earlier stay-at-homes were started more than the United States, or people were just staying in more.
Yeah. The thing that's amazing about that is, okay, you've got, how many subscribers was it?
160 or 183 million.
Okay, 183 million. So you go ahead and let's say it averages out to $10 a month per subscriber. That's not exact, but whatever. That means that their gross whatever is $1 billion a month as a company.
Sure.
So their expenses exceed that.
Yeah.
They have done debt offering after debt offering in order to raise money to make shows to get Netflix to have something to compete with.
Well, if you look at all the new stuff, and it's
crazy.
Again, it's not just here. You go to any other country's Netflix, they have new shows that are Netflix shows that they're buying. Yeah. So they spend a lot of money because they lost a lot of other content from other providers. Because back in the day, at the beginning of Netflix, people were like, yeah, let's all go on Netflix. Then they decided we can have our own stuff. So take our stuff off, and Netflix needed to shell out more money to find a hit.
What are they doing? It's crazy.
It is a lot of subscribers, and it's a lot of money.
Can we just get you guys to put your stuff back on Netflix and we'll just subscribe?
They want everybody to do their own thing now.
All right. Well, there you have it, Nikki. Even though you think, and everybody who's going to get Netflix already has it, wrong. Wrong.
So it was the biggest 3-month gain in their 13-year history. That's how old Netflix is.
Now, they do say as well that they don't expect the next quarter, like
it'll probably be
April,
down
May,
more.
June. They don't think it will be quite as much as what they saw then. But jeez.
And it's not like it's all Tiger King, because that came out at the end of March. It still counts in that, but it's not like people were signing on just for whatever the hit show is, because this was, again, January, February, and March.
Yeah. So, dude, you guys watching Netflix and guilty, okay?
Still doing it, too.
Okay. I do it. Last night, I fell asleep watching... I don't know. It was some Mystery Science Theater thing.
They say that Love is Blind, another Netflix show, was also a contributing factor to a lot of people signing up.
Well, good for you. I think I signed up because I don't remember why.
Proper planning prevents poor performance. Clearly, the riot didn't properly plan. This is the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Why am I so tired?
It's just a thing.
Do you know? Can you tell me?
We have the lights up brightly and the windows are...
I opened that window to help.
Maybe it works in reverse. It's too much light.
It's supposed to help. Look, it's daytime. Something inside my body is supposed to go, the day. I respond to the day.
Well, I mean, we are going to sleep later at night. Maybe it's just still being tired from... We're not on a schedule. Like a normal one.
So what?
So that's going to lead to us being tired.
I don't know.
And I think everybody is. Hands raised, guys, right? Text it in. We're all tired. We're all exhausted.
I'm tired.
From doing what? I don't know. Nothing.
I mean, I'm still working. Like, I'm coming here. I'm doing things. Things are going on. Like, I mean, it's not like I'm doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing stuff. In fact... Some days I'm busier than ever. However,
it just seems to be the, I think it is the change in how the schedule is.
Man, and it hits me in this room hard because I don't know what it is. Is it because we're sitting here? Is it the talking? But I'll just be like, you know what? I'm not even, it's not voluntary. My brain's just shutting down. It's just like not asking.
Mikey in Virginia texted with the hand raised right there.
It's not just us. Like, what? And I will say, I don't know, like whatever, but my allergies have been pretty bad. I mean, I woke up this morning with just like bloodshot eyes.
Yeah.
You're like, because of all the drinking? No, it's my allergies. Like, it's just...
Excuses! No, that is true.
No, I mean, like, I looked at my eyes.
Were you outside yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, it makes it worse.
So I'm just, well, gosh,
you're supposed to go outside to get a break and get some exercise, but when it's allergy time, if you have allergies, you're not supposed to go outside.
Just stay in the basement.
Then you stay inside, and then your body clock's all wrong, and you stay up late. You don't even know what to do.
There's no escape.
There's not. It's just always going to be something every day.
You know what we need to do, Nikki? We should put some weights in here. And every time we get tired, you just lift weights for a couple minutes, and then you're good to go.
When you first said weights, in my mind, I said, a weighted blanket so you can lay down and sleep. I told him just lay down on the ground. Just take your mic down there.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Listen, I don't know what's going on, but I have, I can fall asleep. And I don't mean... Like,
he's not exaggerating.
It used to be that I would like lay down and I'm just resting for a minute. I'll get up. Now, when I lay down, I can sleep, and that concerns me a little bit because I'm just like.
Well, did you do your light therapy box
this morning?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
We'll put that on. Let's get some more light.
Let's put the interrogation light in your face.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shannon texted, said tired from being at work and then just tired of being at home. Hands raised.
Yeah. Okay. Right here.
So everybody's all feeling it.
Okay. So you know what? Sometimes it's just good. There's some solidarity in it.
It's good to just talk about it, right?
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one.
You want some more coffee?
Yes.
You want some more soda?
Yes.
You want a bagel?
No.
I bet
that'll knock me right
that'll
out.
Help.
No bagel.
No. Add some peanut butter to it. It'll help.
No.
Can you imagine if you had a bagel right now?
No bagel. So that's...
again, you're not the only one feeling it.
Bagel tomorrow. Today, we'll just keep drinking coffee.
The Riot is well-versed on many different topics.
They're shy at first, but they're quite skilled at conversation.
This is The Riot on RadioU.
I mean, if there's anything that's really hit me hard during this quarantine, it's been the absence of Kottbullar.
Is that it? You're just not going to IKEA?
Man, you know what? I thought that we would go to IKEA and eat a lot.
We literally have one road over.
And
it's right down the road.
I really thought we would go over there and do like a post-show breakfast. We did that one time.
I kind of got tired of it, and then our IKEA, and I don't know if this was how it is for others too, but they had this nasty habit of having maybe one person working to where if you went to go eat, it would be a huge line when there really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And then you'd go down to check out, and there'd be a huge lineup of just tons of people, and there'd only be like 2 lines open. So it just kind of felt like it was going to take way longer to go there than it used to in the past.
Food was a lost leader for them.
Yeah, like I went in there many times, and the whole little side thing would be completely filled up, and people would be out almost the restaurant, and there was no reason for it except a lack of staff.
Is IKEA open right now?
It is not, no.
It's not, okay.
It's been closed for a while, and That's one of the companies where they said they were still going to pay their employees their hours that they would normally have.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, I haven't had a good round of Swedish meatballs while in quarantine.
Well, they can fix that for you.
Nikki, tell me what to do.
So IKEA, it looks like it came out of IKEA UK on Twitter, but I don't know if you look for it on the United States stuff. But if you go to IKEA UK on Twitter from the 20th, they released the recipe to make IKEA meatballs, which they're known for.
You make them at home.
Yeah, so it's basically beef and pork mixture with some spices and stuff, and then it shows you the recipe for the sauce, too.
Yeah. I've always known that there were onions in the IKEA meatballs.
Oh, you knew it, right?
I did.
Do you eat them there? Or?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where somehow I can kind of
or you get the
get
chicken
past
fingers?
it. Always get the chicken fingers. I mean, come on.
Even
and the
though
carrot cake.
To me, the chicken fingers have some sort of aftertaste on them to where there is a seasoning in there, too.
Oh, dude, because there's some kind of, they just come in a bag. They're just like, here, we made these 100 years ago. We microwaved them. We put them out for you.
Well, people like the recipe for the meatballs because they made it look like the instructions to build a piece of IKEA furniture kind of has that look. So it's a couple of steps. It includes the meatballs and then the cream sauce for the Swedish meatballs.
Would you try this at home?
Possibly.
Would you try to make an IKEA meatball?
Maybe.
No.
It seems like a lot of steps,
right
doesn't
there.
it?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't really feel like it.
There's 5 whole steps here. Too much.
No, I see 6. Well, yeah, the sixth
The
step.
sixth is the eating it.
It's still a step.
Okay, all right. She's not lying.
And for this, it looks like you have to go to the grocery store to get these sort of items. I try to just stick to one place.
You gonna die.
I'm only going to Costco for our stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I try to just keep it to one. And Costco doesn't do well with having just, little things.
Be honest.
Yes.
You're not going to Costco.
Well, I sent Eric.
Okay.
And I would normally
we're getting something.
I would normally order everything else from Amazon Fresh and just have it delivered.
Right.
But they're not. Everything's sold out all the time.
Yeah,
so
you
I
can't
gave
get
up on
anything
that.
from them.
But yeah, if you want to find it, IKEA UK on Twitter, you can see the IKEA meatballs at home. I bet you there's maybe 1 or 2 missing ingredients to maybe make it 100%.
You think? Couple of herbs and spices.
A little MSG, something like that. Like I bet you there's something that keeps it where they can freeze it and.
What they don't tell you is that the beef mince rests in an MSG brine for 3 days before they fry it.
So I'm sure this is actually probably better for you. It seems more like the natural IKEA meatballs.
Nathan says that, look, we all know that there's horse in there.
That was in Europe. That was in Europe. It was never confirmed in the United States, but they did testing several years ago for the European ones, and the beef and pork mixture was
get a little horse.
It had a mixture of other stuff,
sure.
But they also eat horse in Europe, but people weren't aware of this one.
And it's technically not wrong.
They were just saying that it might be a part of the mixture, maybe.
It's a ground.
It's an assortment.
That's the word I'm looking for.
And people were mad when they realized the choices that could be in the assortment beef.
But you didn't even know until we told you, so what are you complaining about?
But I think they check now.
You're listening to the worst of the riot. RadioU.
He's the reboot guy. His name is Chris Pine.
Is he? What did he do?
Well, he was in the Star Trek reboot / remakes, whatever those were, those movies.
Was he Jack Ryan stuff? He was in the movies?
No one talks about it because that movie tanks.
Did it? He only did one?
But they did, yes. The character Jack Ryan, who you see on the Amazon series, but he's from a series of novels and quite a few movies. He was going to be the one that was going to bring it back. And it tanked.
Well, technically, he brought it back.
Right.
It just didn't go anywhere from there.
No, that's fair.
But let's see. He was in Wonder Woman.
Yes, but that's not exactly a reboot.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think what else. Chris Pine. Princess Diaries 2. Hey?
Yeah.
That guy?
The ladies love his bright blue eyes. Mm-hmm. They shine out at you, Nikki.
So
piercing.
He's around. He's a popular actor.
So he's got another reboot coming. The Saint.
I actually watched that the other week because it's on Netflix. The old movie.
Wait. Now, see, this will be. I'm interested. I don't know if it's
You mean
interesting.
not the original?
What do you mean by when you say the old movie?
I didn't realize, but there's an old one from The Saint. I'm talking about the old one with Val Kilmer.
Okay, there's that.
Yeah, but that's not the original.
No, there's a 90s movie. There is a 60s or 70s TV show starring Roger Moore, who went on to become James Bond. There was also I don't know if it's supposed to be a movie or a TV show or what, but like there's another movie on Netflix called The Saint that is about this character that was like from a few years ago.
No, this was the one with Val Kilmer.
Okay, yeah. So
which is the one they're counting like he's remaking.
Yes. Because that's also a Paramount movie. And so he is going to be Simon Templar, who is they say a Robin Hood-esque criminal for hire.
So this was trending yesterday, but not necessarily just because Chris Pine was announced as the guy, but they were saying that Chris Pine took it from Chris Pratt, the other Chris, and that originally Chris Pratt was supposed to be the new one for this movie.
Really?
Yeah, but Chris Pine gets it.
I did not know that. So what?
You got to be up on your Chris news,
I do.
Obi, and I just don't feel like you are.
Those are your Chris's.
Those are my Chris's, Chris Pratt and Chris Pine.
She likes them Chris's.
Again, they seem like good people.
I'm sure it's their moral, upstanding qualities that she's such a big fan of.
They seem to be very sweet and nice, generally nice in the real world.
Chris Pratt could have been a good saint, I think. Depends on what kind of tone they want.
I've only seen movies with him where he still has a goofy tone to it.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't think. I mean, it kind of had a goofy tone in the Val Kilmer one.
I've seen
but
that one.
Not the same style.
Yeah. I don't know.
Chris Pine, I think, is a better choice.
I think it's a better choice. All right. Well, you know what? If Nicky's going to sign off on it, this is probably a good choice.
Good casting call. We'll see where this goes.
We'll give other Chris something else that's more suited to his talents.
He's got other stuff.
The only thing I see him doing is being married to what's-her-face.
No, they were filming, and then they had to stop the new Jurassic Park one.
Oh, yeah, he's got that, and then they're making a third Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like, he's got stuff.
He's got stuff. You're right. You're right, Nicky. It's fine.
So does the other. Like, Chris Pine, I'm sure, has stuff too,
But now he's got one more.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
I feel like we're starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel for content that does not directly revolve around the...
all the other stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Here you go. How about this one? The new Scooby-Doo movie will skip its theatrical release.
And this is because of the coronavirus stuff. When I was seeing this on Twitter yesterday, people had the nerve to be upset and sending tweets about, no, this movie deserves to be seen in a theater.
What?
Because people want to experience Scooby-Doo in a movie theater, so they'd rather have it wait until movie theaters open back up.
Is it because mystery loves company?
No, they said
that's their tag or one of their taglines.
No, because they feel like this is going to be a good movie, and it's been a while for something with Scooby-Doo, and so they were mad that it just gets shelved, which is not, like it's not going away, but it just gets kicked off to being, it'll be video on demand and for sale the same day.
Okay.
Which shows it's different. Some theaters are putting some stuff out with just video on demand, like with Trolls.
Right.
That actually has a bit more prestige than going to be video on demand and for sale the same day. That tends to be if they don't feel like it'll actually do much.
Yeah. Well,
like they just don't care. They're just kicking it out there.
That's like, what is it? The Vin Diesel movie?
Yeah.
It was $20 to rent it. Now it's like $10 to buy it.
Exactly.
It's like, it didn't do so well. So.
Well, they had some early reviews of it pop up, and they said it's pretty bad.
The Scooby movie?
Yeah.
It's called
to believe,
Scoob.
right? So that's going to be on May 15th. So instead of its theatrical release, it'll be there then.
I'm just hoping, what if it was good? Wouldn't that be great?
I think everybody's expectations are pretty low. So if you need to go rent that for the weekend, then you go ahead and rent that for the weekend. And no one will say anything at all.
No, what did we hear on, like that everybody was renting that Trolls movie over and over again. People that were like, somebody shut my kids up. So like, here you go.
So it made so much money.
I'll bet that's what they're hoping. That it'll be like, here, watch this Scooby movie again. Rent it 40 times.
So Warner Brothers just wants to make some money out of it instead of waiting. It does not need postponed, where other higher profile movies are just being put to the end of the summer or even next summer.
Right.
They're just sending it out.
Well, they didn't think Scooby needed to be delayed a whole year.
For that reason.
All right.
I don't know. I think I'll pass on this one.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good on that.
All right. Well, best of luck, Scooby and the gang. You would have gotten away with it if it weren't for this meddling
Warner
virus.
Brothers?
Okay, that too. Whatever.
Worst of the riot. Radio U.
So the police in Ohio busted up a large Amish barn party.
You know how we have like a house party? They have a barn party.
Yeah, and to be clear, my first instinct was like, you mean like raise a barn party? No. Like, this party is on fire, but like...
But not really.
Yeah, because you had 100 Amish youths all drinking and partying and carrying on. Yeah. I had some friends that lived in Amish country, and he actually said that like the biggest troublemakers in the community
are the Amish people?
Were the young Amish, because they were now keep in mind, this is just what I was told, but he said that they were the ones that were always drinking and always causing trouble.
Can you drink when you're Amish, or do you just drink when you're on the one thing, or do they just hide it?
I think that it's not the Rumspringa necessarily, but I think there's like that window of like...
Kids will be kids, that sort of thing.
I don't know.
I'm not as up on the culture.
No, I'm certainly not. But I will tell you that police arrested a ton of people and busted up an Amish barn party.
But they were busting it up because...
Of social distancing.
Because it's still... the state of Ohio has its rules in place, and that's not essential. That's not essential at all.
Yeah, well, that's what you say.
So what happens? Like, though, do Amish have their own police, or does it count, or what?
I have no idea. Like, are they citizens? Can they vote? I don't know.
And I know there's different types of Amish.
Yeah,
so
that's another thing.
Some are more in and some are more out, so I don't know.
Yeah, dude, this is just a big vat of ignorance we're swimming in right now.
Just get on in here.
Man, just tread water.
Get on in here.
Just tread
You're
water.
Like, I want to learn about the Amish. Well, you're here, and we're learning.
You know what? I'm good. Like, there are a lot of subjects I'm like, I'm going to learn more about this. I'm good, I think.
I remember seeing every so often when someone would go on the Rumspringa thing, and you would see them like on campus or in the party areas where they were still deciding. But I just don't know outside of that what goes on.
Well, I can tell you that my friends that I speak of, their parents left the Amish communities.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they went on Rumspringa and never came back.
Never went back.
Yeah.
Well, you're still, no matter what, not allowed to have parties, barns or not, of that many people.
3 or more people.
Someone told. That means someone's definitely telling, because otherwise you wouldn't know there's a party going on in the barn.
I say either somebody told or is a neighbor that's like, oh, finally.
Yeah, they told on them.
I'm calling the cops on these people. I can finally tell them to get the heck out of here.
Because you're not supposed to have any parties at this time. Let's follow the rules.
Yep. So there, Nikki, there you have it.
Thanks for telling.
No barn parties, y'all. You guys are thinking about having a barn party this weekend?
Not going to do it.
I'd be careful.
Now, sometimes you just want to make sure, like, is that under the nose still?
Police are cracking down on barn parties, man. It's real.
I don't even have a barn. We have none of that.
Community barn, I guess.
We don't have those either.
Can you rent one?
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Enjoy
Moon crystal power, make